Hey, Lotzi again with the Ride Life channel. Let's talk about riding the Hocking Hills in southeast Ohio. Ride Life. If you're not from Ohio, you're probably thinking, what the hell is the Hocking Hills? Well, it's a great area to go ride, see some great scenery, and best of all, catch some tasty twisties. The Hocking Hills is located in southeast Ohio, 55-60 ride miles southeast of Columbus and about 35-40 ride miles north of Athens on State Route 33. The region does have a lot to offer. Aside from some of its tasty twisties, in the area are Hocking Hills State Park, the Wayne National Forest, Old Man's Cave, Cedar Falls, and hiking trail, along with many other attractions. If you're planning on staying a night or two, there are tons of cabins, hotels, camping, and plenty of restaurants for your enjoyment. Now, if I can make a suggestion of my own, almost without fail when I ride Hocking Hills, I make it a point to hit one of my favorite restaurants anywhere. It's called the Inn and Spa at Cedar Falls. Don't let the name fool you. The restaurant is outstanding. It's a legit 5-star restaurant. It might cost a bit more than some of the other restaurants in the area, but the atmosphere, it's an old remodeled log cabin, and the food is second to none. If you catch lunch, it's really pretty reasonable. As far as staying at the Inn and Spa at Cedar Falls, I recommend that too. The inn features an old barn that has been transformed into a hotel, and across the street they have some beautiful, secluded, rustic individual cabins that are perfect for a weekend getaway with the honey. I highly recommend. As far as planned rides of the area, I know Rever app has 2 listed. One is the Rockbridge route. It is 140 miles. It takes about 3 hours and 30 minutes to complete. The second is the Wayne National Forest loop, and it's 200 miles long and takes a little over 5 hours to ride to completion. Or you can get there and just explore, just wing it. I'll give a hint of caution though. A GPS unit in this area can actually send you down some pretty untenable roads and even try to send you down a hiking path. True story. So try to keep your bearings. You don't want to go down a path only to lay your iron pony down in some horse dung. Some things to remember when riding in the Hocking Hills. There are a lot of blind, pitched, curved roads. So if you're going to push the envelope in the curves, remember to be cognizant of these possible, and I mean possible, road dangers. As always, when riding with a group, don't ride out of your comfort level. If you feel you need to go faster than your skill level will allow, slide to the back and go your own pace. I've witnessed this firsthand. It is not pretty. The speed varies greatly from 25 to 55 miles per hour, with one that I can think of, 20 mile per hour school zone. Be mindful of gravel. Once or twice a year, they line or reline the roadway shoulder with gravel. I'll illustrate what I mean on the video. Also, being a rural area, many of the driveways are gravel, so with this, the gravel gets dragged onto the roadway. In the fall, you'll have leaves that have fallen, or even after storms and high winds throughout the whole year, leaves are possible. Be aware if it has rained recently or overnight. Many of the roads are lined with trees and steep hills that block the sun from drying the road until midday. So it may be dry out in the open areas of the road, not so much on the curves and hills. That is the same for frost in cooler temperatures. Again, as I've stated before, it is a farming community, so it is not uncommon to quickly run up on slow-moving farm equipment that can take you by surprise coming over a hill or around a curve. The same farm equipment drags mud and gravel onto the roadway also. Last but not least, a very big danger, even if you're just cruising the hills, is the plain old Sunday driver that feels for some reason they cannot mitigate the hills and curves at the posted speed limit. Please practice motorcycle social distancing and stay in your own lane. There's never a need to cross the double yellow line on a blind curve or hill. It's just not worth the risk. Now go ride the hills and have a great and save time. Oh, and before I go, I have to give a thanks and a shout out to Alec for riding with me the other day. Much appreciated and good to see you. Lotsy out. Now, if you can make it's been transformed into a hotel. It's got an old barn. No. As far as staying at the inn in Spot Cedar Falls, I recommend that too. The inn features an old barn that has been transformed into a hotel. And across the street, they have some cabins that are perfect. Nope. Again, as far as staying at the inn in Spot Cedar Falls, I recommend that too. The inn features an old barn. Nope. As far as staying at the inn, again, if you're going to push the envelope in the curves and curves, remember to be cognizant of the possible road dangers. Nope, again, or reline the roadway shoulder with gravel. I'll illustrate that. No. Be aware if it has rained recently or overnight. Many of the roads are lined with trees and steep roads. No. Farm equipment drags mud and gravel onto the roadway also. Last but not least, all up. Damn it. Again,